Imagine a tournament so powerful that it brings over 5 billion people together. Streets become empty, offices pause, and entire nations hold their breath for just 90 minutes. It's bigger than the Olympics in viewership, more emotional than any club rivalry, and has created some of the greatest heroes in history. But here's the real question. How did the FIFA World Cup begin? Who had the idea? And why does it happen only once every 4 years? Today, we're traveling back nearly a century to uncover the incredible story behind the world's biggest football tournament. Long before the World Cup existed, football was already spreading across Europe and South America. Different countries played friendly matches, but there was no official competition to determine who was the best. The Olympic Games included football, but only amateur players were allowed to participate. Professional stars, the biggest talents in the world, couldn't compete. This frustrated many football lovers. Then came a visionary named Jules Rimet, the president of FIFA. He believed football deserved its own global championship where every nation could send its best players. At the time, many people thought the idea was impossible. International travel was slow, expensive, and dangerous. Teams would have to spend weeks crossing oceans just to play a match, but Jules Rimet refused to give up. Finally, in 1930, FIFA announced the first-ever World Cup. Uruguay was selected as the host nation because it had recently won Olympic gold medals and was celebrating 100 years of independence. Only 13 countries accepted the invitation. Many European teams couldn't afford the long journey across the Atlantic Ocean. Most players traveled by ship for nearly 2 weeks before reaching South America. On July 13, 1930, history was made as the first World Cup match kicked off. Just 17 days later, over 68,000 fans packed the stadium in Montevideo to watch the final between Uruguay and Argentina. Uruguay won 4-2, becoming football's first world champion and proving that the tournament was here to stay. As the tournament gained popularity, tragedy struck the world. World War II forced FIFA to cancel the 1942 and 1946 World Cups. For 12 long years, football's greatest competition disappeared. When peace finally returned, the World Cup came back in 1950, hosted by Brazil. The final match shocked millions when underdog Uruguay defeated Brazil in Rio de Janeiro's Maracanã Stadium before nearly 200,000 spectators. The heartbreaking defeat became known simply as the Maracanazo, one of the biggest upsets in football history. The World Cup soon became the stage where legends were born. In 1958, a 17-year-old Brazilian named Pelé amazed the world with extraordinary skill and confidence. He helped Brazil win their first World Cup and became the youngest champion in history. Years later, Diego Maradona carried Argentina to glory in 1986, with performances that fans still debate today. His unforgettable solo goal against England is considered one of the greatest ever scored. Then came stars like Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo Nazario, Ronaldinho, Andres Iniesta, and eventually Lionel Messi, who finally lifted the trophy after years of chasing his dream. Every generation has its heroes, and the World Cup is where those heroes become immortal. Getting to the World Cup is almost as difficult as winning it. More than 200 national teams enter qualification tournaments held across every continent. For nearly 3 years, countries battle through hundreds of matches just to secure one precious ticket. Some football giants qualify comfortably, while others suffer heartbreaking eliminations. For smaller nations, simply reaching the World Cup can become the greatest achievement in their sporting history. Once qualified, teams enter the biggest stage in football. They begin in group matches where every point matters. The best teams advance into the knockout rounds. From there, it's simple. Lose once and your World Cup journey ends. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finally, the World Cup final. One match that can make history forever. The FIFA World Cup has produced astonishing records over the decades. Brazil has won the tournament 5 times, the most by any nation. Germany and Italy follow closely with 4 titles each. Miroslav Klose holds the record for the most World Cup goals with 16. The tournament has witnessed unforgettable moments like Diego Maradona's Hand of God, Zinedine Zidane's famous headbutt, and dramatic penalty shootouts that left entire countries in tears. These moments become part of history, remembered for generations. The World Cup is much more than football. It's about hope. It's about national pride. It's about children watching their heroes and dreaming of wearing their country's jersey one day. For one magical month, differences disappear as billions of people celebrate the same beautiful game. No matter where you're from, when the World Cup begins, the world speaks one language: football. Now you know how the FIFA World Cup started and why it became the greatest sporting event on earth. Which World Cup moment do you think changed football forever? Was it Pelé's rise, Maradona's magic, or Messi finally lifting the trophy? Tell us in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more amazing stories from the world of sports. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.